Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane, and as the light.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. Oh, it's quite bright, isn't it? Bit of sun maybe today. Bit of sun, Daisy. Get your pram. You in and you don't try and run away.
This week our dream came true, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, which is probably why we appear to be so excited because we never thought it was going to happen, but we're going to show you that in a little bit. We parked in this gorgeous little lay-by at the side of the canal last night and had the most epic sleep. We were in bed at like 8 o'clock because it was just so peaceful and quiet. We're on the border of Yorkshire. We're about literally to cross into Yorkshire, which is obviously the best county in the entire world.
We're in a little place called Bowtry, and actually I didn't think we'd been here before, but you know what it's like, you've travelled so much, you end up, you just turn up on places and you're like, yeah, been here before. So as we turned up, I remembered that I have actually been here years and years and years ago, but it's been a long time, and kind of a quick sort of detour into the village yesterday, we noticed that there were quite a lot of little kind of cafe bars, you know, sitting outside, that kind of Mediterranean feel, so we're going to go up and see what we can find.
We've had one of those weeks this week where it's just been like busy but fun.
Mad busy.
Mad busy. We're going to get past this noisy traffic, so we'll see you when we get into town. I had to do that 3 times then, that's why she's laughing. So we're going to go explore this little town. We're going to get past all this noisy traffic and then we'll tell you all about... We're going to get past all this noisy traffic, so we'll see you when we... We're going to get past this noisy traffic, so we'll see you when we get into town. So normally we kind of say, oh, we're here for a very specific reason or something like that, and we're not with this place.
We're not.
We're just kind of wandering about. So we're going to be in the same sort of vicinity over the next few weeks, really, just because we don't want to rack too many more miles up on Romany. We'll talk about that. If you didn't see last week's vlog, we'll kind of talk about that in a little bit. But this place is just lovely. It's really, really quaint little place. Isn't it?
It's gorgeous. It's got loads of like little boutique shops and little charity shops, and yeah, it's got a kind of Mediterranean feel to it because you've got all these like little areas to sit out and have a coffee and stuff, and it's quite a nice day today as well. Go. Right, I'm going to strap you in and then you don't try and get cross with anybody.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very peaceful.
Cobbled streets, and shall we try back up there and see what's up that top end?
Yeah, so if you saw last week's vlog, you'll know that we are selling Romany, our campervan. But as I say, we don't want to put too many miles on her, so we're just going to kind of like stay in small vicinities rather than kind of like jumping all over the country, because we don't want to rack more mileage up for the new owners, because it's going to be a pretty, hopefully, quick sale, a quick turnaround when we get our new van, for another reason, because we want to kind of get the new van before we head to Europe. But yeah, so we're going to do that. But what that does is it allows you to explore these little places on a map that are not necessarily like your big, places that you tend to go to, and it allows you to explore these lovely little towns that you won't necessarily come across, really, which is, I think that's lovely, the unknown,
Yeah, I like
the
it.
unknown places.
That's the best bit for me though, coming across these little towns. I really like it. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's cool, isn't
Like
it?
a little oasis, isn't it?
Oh, nice shot. Got all these like little, what do you call them? Not arcades, is it? But little kind of, what do you call these, Emma? What do you call these? Not alleyways, are
Like
they?
courtyards, aren't they?
Courtyards,
Yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for.
little
Courtyards.
quaint courtyards.
Lots of little quaint courtyards.
I love stuff like this.
But like I say, not a place you kind of go on a map and go, oh, we'll go there. You know, it's just like one of those random places you come across. But that's part of the adventure, isn't it? It's part of the adventure of living in a camper van.
Yeah,
It's all shut, isn't it? Which is no surprise for us.
I'm a bit gutted. I wanted to sit on. Do you know? I think you can. I wonder if you can actually rent those. Like
Probably.
little apartments, don't they? I don't know if it's like apartments or if it's like a restaurant.
It's Spain, isn't it? Yeah, it'd be nice to sit outside there, wouldn't it? But it's a running joke that everything's always shut wherever we go.
Looks to have a lot on
Not
though.
sure why. Yeah, events. Look at this.
Karaoke and brunch.
When's that?
That's everything you want, all in one.
You what, love?
You want to get a cold drink or a coffee at this little
Oasis.
thing?
This
wherever it
oasis,
is?
this paradise.
This brasserie. What's a brasserie? Why don't people just call stuff what
It's
they are?
where
It's
they
a
make,
bar, isn't it?
yeah, because it's where they make pancakes.
A what?
It's where they make pancakes.
It never.
A brasserie. It is.
You're just making it up
I'm
again,
not.
aren't you? Yeah, you're just making
Word
it
of the
up
week,
to make me look
pancake.
stupid.
Let's get that done. Word of the week is pancake. I'm gonna
Here,
have
look,
some
this
pancakes.
looks nice. We can sit here, have a brew.
Yeah, this one.
Nice chairs, these are quite comfy.
So one thing we always do, because we slept completely free in that beautiful spot last night, we're going to buy a cool drink in this just to put back into the town because we're really nice like that. We're trying to think what it feels like, this place, and it's France.
Yeah, it is France. It is a very France feeling to it.
Mainly because it's shut and everywhere in France is always shut. Like all of it. When you come out onto the back little villages, nothing's open at all, there's no life. There's a car there, it's the first one I've seen for ages. You like shouting, hello, is there anybody there? It's just silence.
Oh, is that nice? Thank you. Nice, Daisy. Oh, you were thirsty. Is that it? Have you had enough? So it has been a really, really, really busy week this week. We've had all sorts going on. But during that, I did actually have an opportunity to relax and do something that is the best thing I have ever done. Honestly, hands down, the best thing that I have ever done. Ever. So I went to this place originally sort of for Christmas. Reese had bought me this kind of experience thing where you went and you did forensic stuff. So you went and kind of, you know, took fingerprints and do all that. And I was really looking forward to it because I'm right into all that kind of forensic stuff. And I'm really looking forward to this, like one of experience days. But when I went online to book it, I realised you've got to be a bit of a team player and you've got to join in with other people. And I'm not really, I'm not really into team play and stuff and all that type of stuff. When I used to work in your normal kind of 9 to 5 and you had to go on your away days, it's so not me. So I had a look and I said, do you mind if I swap it for something else? So I changed it. It's like most ungrateful person. So I swapped it over to go on one of these other experience days, and it were a flotation tank. So this place is in like Thorn. It's called Palm Springs in Thorn, Doncaster. And it's absolutely amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just give you a little insight here because I filmed a bit of it while I were in there. I did film it on my own, so the filming is not fantastic. But just to kind of show you around it a bit. So take a look at this and see exactly what a flotation tank is all about. This place is called Palm Springs Flotation. It's in the Doncaster, like, postcode. It's just so beautiful. There's like a relaxation room that you can just sit in, have a coffee, have a cold drink. Really lovely, really cosy. And then there's this room, which is your sauna room. They do massage. And then this flotation device thing, which I just can't wait for. It's like a full hour of nothing. Just nothing. I don't think I've been uncontactable for an hour from either my kids or friends or people that I help out for about 25 years. It's like a ginormous spaceship, isn't it? Look at that. It's absolutely epic. Time to let the mind relax. It's definitely worth doing, and I will definitely do it again. And the people there, absolutely fantastic, really nice. Daisy, you're so rude, you're always interrupting.
So that's one thing that we've been doing. Another thing is that it were our friend's 40th birthday. So we did this whole kind of surprise party for him. Stayed at our other friend's caravan and just, yeah, basically surprised him.
Yeah, we kind of went back in time with it. So I've known this friend for, I think, about 25 years. And so it's one of those, you know, when you have those friends which just basically will do anything for you and always been there for you. And it was his 40th, really wanted to make sure that it went down like a storm, you know. So we took ourselves back in time, dressed up like we used to dress up in years gone by, baseball cap and trainers and all that type of stuff. And we just had a right laugh behaving like kids and going back in time, but I am suffering for it afterwards because we were, yeah, mucking about and larking around, as we say. And I did a birthday cake for him and stuff like that, so it's been really busy this week and we have been recovering for the past few days. Is that ours? Just no, that's not ours. This guy just come past, he says, is that yours, mate? It's whatever it is, Porsche or whatever. I don't even know what it is. What is it?
Oh, it's both. Please take your pick.
Well, yeah, there's two in there. Yeah, no, it's not ours, mate. I can't sleep in it. Can you imagine us in that, trying to get Daisy in there and pram. Do I look like I belong in a Porsche?
We're going to head back to Romany now and then we'll tell you why our dream came true this week.
Wish that I could stay. Wish for this moment to never go away. But it's all in my mind. And though I know that there is nothing to find, you're a beautiful sight in the sun.
We just stopped off at like the next little town just to kind of see what it's like really. We like stopping at like random towns, you know, when you're going down the road and you're just like, oh, I wonder what that place is, we've never heard of it. Lovely little town, like really quiet, like not quite, I'd say very, very small town, almost village I guess, but a little bit bigger than a village. But we've just been in a charity shop there and this lovely lady's just told us some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, this lady was just explaining to us that apparently it's been, there's been like a big festival, which we've missed. Surprise, surprise. And apparently what they do is they have like a maypole in the centre of the town and they all do like maypole dancing and they've got all the kind of folk guitars out and stuff like that. And there's a guy called Thomas Tuke and he apparently used to give money for bread years ago to feed the poor. And so they still sort of celebrate him now and they get this bread and they take it up to the church and then they throw it out to everybody and everybody eats the bread and it's like a celebration of the fact that he feeds the poor. And apparently still to this day there's some kind of charity set up in his name that still goes out and sort of feeds the poor. So it's like a big celebration that they have.
This little place is called Wath, W-A-T-H. It's just a, you know, like I say, when you're driving down the road and you just kind of like turn left and then you go into a charity shop and start telling you the history of a place that you've never even seen before. It's just really interesting, isn't it?
And I like my hat.
And the lights and the grass. I've never met anybody that hasn't liked your hat.
I love my hat.
Comment if you like Emma's hat.
I need something to eat now, though. I'm
Yeah,
hungry.
we need to get something to eat. We haven't
They're
forgotten
going-
to tell you why this dream's come true.
Well,
We're going to get back to that, but we're just hungry. at the
What
minute.
we do is if we go back to the van, there'll be a little park up. So I'm sure I saw somewhere that's like in nature, not far from here.
Yeah.
Go back,
Good
drive
idea.
to there. I can cook us something to eat, and then you can tell them.
Let's do that. So this is our park up for the evening. Nice quiet spot. Again, another, I wouldn't necessarily call it lay-by, it's like park area, I guess. Similar to what we stayed in last night, but this is going to be our park up. No idea where it is. It's a bit like 10 minutes.
Just out of
from-
Weve, I think,
Yeah,
aren't we?
just out of where we were before. Anyway, this is our park up. I'm going to tell you now what this dream is that I've had for so long, and then Emma, you've had it as well, haven't
Yeah.
you? This is Emma's dream as well. It's not just mine. It can't be selfish.
It's my dream too. I'm not so keen on it now we've got it in van though.
So, I'll tell you what it is. So, if you remember, well, I'll tell you from the start. So, about 10 years ago, we were in Ibiza, and I'm walking through Ibiza, through the little markets in Ibiza. And I said to Emma, I said, what is that noise? It was this magical noise that I'd never heard before. Anyway, goes kind of round, and this guy was playing what looked like a spaceship. It was like drumming this spaceship. I'm like, what is that? He said, oh, it's a handpan. And he was telling me a little bit about it. Now, if you remember from my birthday last year or the year before, well, we were in Bristol anyway. We went to Bristol because Emma had bought me for my birthday a handpan like lesson experience type thing where you went to a gig and had a lesson. We're here at Meridian Handpans, so I'm going to go and experience for the first time playing handpan. It's what Emma got me as my Christmas present. If you don't know what a handpan is, wait till you see this. So I did that. You got a raffle ticket to try and win. You could buy a raffle ticket for £5 to try and win a handpan, and I didn't win it, and I was absolutely gutted. And there's just no way you can afford, we can't anyway, afford these things. There can be like £2,000 just for this instrument. Anyway, I've always kind of looked and looked and looked, and then one came up on eBay, and this is it. Now, I'm a little bit like, if I get my mind on something, it has to be that one. So you can buy handpans for like 100, 150 quid. But I've heard, like, I watch like a lot of reviews and listen to reviews, and I've heard that they're not too good. Meridian are kind of up there with one of the best handpan makers in the world. Now, these are handcrafted instruments. Incredible instruments. So I had it in my head that it had to be a Meridian, and this one is. It's a Meridian from a lovely man when I went to pick it up in Lincoln. So we went to Lincoln and went to pick it up. So that's another thing we've kind of done this week, is been to Lincoln and met the guy, and he was just so lovely. Invited me in for a cup of coffee. Hi mate, if you're watching this, he said he was going to start following us, and yeah, just a lovely guy. I had a cup of coffee. You know, he even took the time to write out a list of where to learn it, because I can't actually play it. I have no idea how to play it. I just love the sound. But he took the time to write a list of how to play it and the best way to where to learn on YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah, massive thank you to him. You've literally made my dream come true. This has been a dream of mine and Emma's really ever since we heard it all those years ago in Ibiza. And now it's here in van, but the problem is it's massive. And so we are getting another van, which we'll talk to you about in a second. But it's going to have to live probably in the loft at the cottage until we get the new van, because it's just too big for this van.
Look at the size of this thing, and it's not light either. Absolutely massive, but it came with this case as well, and these are a few hundred quid of these cases. So, I mean, you've had one lesson, haven't you? But you're going to have to have more lessons to
get practice
learn,
in,
aren't you? But just, it's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So it comes with a stand as well. Look at the size of that. It comes with a stand as well. We've got no idea how to play it, have we?
I know how to hit it. That's about it for now.
You do have to hit them quite hard?
No.
It's not making right sound. Is it because I'm blocking that hole underneath?
Yeah,
maybe?
You should be sat cross-legged.
So
but how gorgeous is that?
Like a hole, and that's how the sound comes out of it, I believe. But this is going to be part of our source of income, I think.
Yeah, we're going to be busking on the streets with it.
So we're going to learn how to use it, and we're going to be busking with it. I've never been able to play an instrument in my life. I'm absolutely useless. So I'm really hoping that I might be able to get a bit of a feel for it. I'll probably be rubbish, and it'll just be you that plays it. But it is, as you can see, absolutely massive. Way too big for this van. So this is, again, another reason, not obviously the main reason, but another reason why we need to get
it's space again, basically.
We need space. It's we carry around a lot of stuff with us. Obviously, Reese does a lot of art and things like that, so we've got a lot of things like that the average person really wouldn't be carrying around in a van. And so we do need to get some more space, really, because it's our place of work as well as our place of, you know, just spending time and enjoying. So it's a, you know, it's a big difference us compared to most people who kind of live in a van and go to work, or you know, they just travel on a weekend or whatever. We need a lot more space, and although this van is quite spacious, I'm finding out the more vans we've looked at, this van is actually really spacious inside compared to a lot of the vans, just simply because of the setup. But we're going to have to get a bigger van, definitely.
So yeah, that is literally. I know it just seems like a little thing, but when you dream about something for so long, and yeah, it's just always been my dream, you know. So thank you to that man for making my dream come true, because it's just amazing. It was still a lot of money, but considerably cheaper than, you know, buying it new, obviously from the manufacturer. So yeah, absolutely incredible. Cannot wait to learn to play that and get busking with it. And yeah, so you'll be hearing that on YouTube a lot. But yeah, it is the space in this van, and while Romany is absolutely ample, I'm an artist, I do a lot of art inside the van, and now with things like that, introducing instruments into the van, we need a bigger space, we need a fixed bed. That's non-negotiable for me, fixed bed. I don't want to even be spending 10 seconds making a bed up. Like, I want a fixed bed. I want to be able to go and get into bed.
You're probably wondering why we didn't actually film Lincoln, because so many of you have put that in the comments. Go to Lincoln, go to Lincoln, go to Lincoln. It crops up all the time. We haven't done it just because basically we didn't have the time to be able to do it. As we've said, we've had a really, really busy week. There wasn't the time to really kind of give it that focus that we needed to give it. I've been exhausted, physically not doing very well over the past few months. As you know, it's kind of my health just been deteriorating, been struggling. So my main focus is getting myself back on track, and that means not pushing myself too far. And with the fact that we've had this birthday and what have you, I'd already thought, well, think ahead, do the treatment. Then I know I've had the birthday, I've had the relaxing treatment afterwards. I tried to recover a little bit from that, but I didn't then want to go and start trying to wander around Lincoln. So we're going to do that in the future. We've not just abandoned it and forgotten about it. We are going to do it, but we're going to do it when we've got like a full week to really explore and go around and enjoy it. And apparently that should be a bit of a challenge, because there's loads of no parking signs going up across Lincoln as well. So yeah.
So that brings us on to Romany. So we haven't actually listed Romany for sale yet. Thank you so much to everybody, as there's been so many emails of people inquiring, potentially wanting to buy Romany. So I promise you we will get back to you. You'll be watching this on Tuesday, so if we haven't got back to you before then, it will be sometime this week that we'll get back to you. But we just wanted to kind of write up a proper list of everything she does and all that kind of stuff. And she's not actually officially listed yet. We have been to look at a couple of vans, a couple of Luton vans, which is what we're going to be getting, is a Luton van. So we've been to have a look at a couple of those, but obviously we can't buy those till we sell Romany, so there were no kind of exchange done there. So the first job basically is to get Romany listed officially and sell her, and at that point I don't know what's going to happen then, maybe sofa surfing until we find a van or something, and then obviously we'll explain all that to you as we get the new van. But we thought we'd just give you a quick tour of Romany, because obviously you see her a lot in the vlogs, but it's probably been, we haven't done a full tour of Romany since we did her up, really. So we're going to give you a quick tour around. It won't be kind of extensive, you know. If you are interested in buying her or whatever, obviously we can talk you through the real specifics of that. But yeah, Emma's going to give you like one of a, like a showroom tour, you know, like a showroom tour of the van, like a house tour, but it's a mini house tour. So this is what we're having to do with the new edition, which hasn't got a name yet. That's a good point, actually. If anybody's got a name for the new Meridian hand pan, let us know, please, in the comments, because we haven't named her yet. So you guys can come up with a name. We've already named the new van, by the way. I know a lot of people have been suggesting names, and I don't want people to comment with. She's already got a name, even though we haven't even met her or bought her yet. But she has got a name. We know exactly what she's going to be called, and that's a massive hint. You'll probably go, oh yeah, that's what it's going to be called.
Come on, let's get on with
anyway,
it.
I know. Right, go on then.
Right.
Just
so
wanting comments for Meridian
hand
hand
pan.
pan.
I'm just going to take you through a bit at a time. Obviously, bear in mind we are living in her at the minute, so obviously she's not, you know, as spacious as what she would be if we didn't have all our stuff in there. Daisy takes up loads of space already, you know. So we've got fly screens. Everybody asked me about these, so that's the only reason I'm commenting on them. They have magnets on them, so they magnetise together, and they're magnetised to open. So they're really handy, of those. We've got a little bit of storage where we just keep bits and bobs in here, just underneath this cupboard. And then here we've got a chest of drawers. So we've got 6 drawers here, quite a lot of space there. So one of the things that you may have noticed is that we have a gas kind of portable cooker thing, a 1-ring gas hob. We're not interested in all the fancy malarkey and stuff that a lot of people have in vans. We're just quite simple. We like to live simply. However, when we got this van, I did buy a 2-ring gas hob. And the plan was for it to either go on top of this bit here or on top of one of the other cupboards over there. If it went on top of this bit here, you can obviously, it's been put in to be lower so that there can be like a shield put around the edge there, and then you can cook while you're looking out your window. So that will come with the van if anybody's buying it. So all you'd need to do is fasten that to a gas supply. The plan was to make 2 of these drawers just pretend drawer fronts, so that you could then put the gas holder, if you like. There's like a kind of a metal gas canister holder that could go underneath at the back and be accessible from the back, basically. This, just a little thing, but there's a little table here that just kind of slots up, and then you just press these little levers and that goes down there again. So it just gives you a bit more space if you sat watching television or whatever on a night time, you know, watching your iPad or whatever it is. There's all little bits of storage all the way up here, and there's also 2 normal plug sockets and 2 USB sockets up there as well, which is connected to the inverter. The inverter is actually underneath the front seats, along with a lithium battery as well. So the lithium battery is 200 amp hours, and then there's, I think it's a 2000 watt inverter that's under the front seats. So you've got, obviously that means that you can use your 3-pin plugs, which means you don't have to be on a campsite. You don't have to be on hookup, which you get in most vans, in order for you to actually be able to use, you know, your 3-pin plug sockets and stuff like that. You've got under here, there's a toilet. So this whole front just lifts up and then becomes a toilet there. And I know that people will be thinking, well, it's all right having a toilet, but how do you go to the toilet when you're in a van with more than one person? Well, basically, we've got a curtain. So there's a curtain that pulls across here.
I stand outside in cold.
So obviously, yeah, Reese can stand outside, or we can pull this curtain across, and that then gives you some privacy so that you
I don't
can
mean I
actually
go to the toilet
go to the
outside.
bathroom.
I mean I stand
Oh,
outside.
no, you don't mean that.
Like, Reese, what are you doing? Oh, I got a toilet in here.
I know you don't mean that.
Yeah, but Dave
That'd
might
be
have thought that.
disgusting. And then there's a bench seat here as well. So this part of the bench seat is on those brackets, you know, where you push it up and then they stay open. So you just take the cushions off, push them up and they stay open. So under here you've got a big one there, and that one's got like, well, all sorts of rubbish in there. We've got blankets and clothes storage, just everything that we've got, all sorts in there. This one here is like a single one there, so that one lifts up separately. Now in there we have at the moment got all like our shoes, winter shoes, things like that, because in the winter you do not need a fridge in this van. It's just, you don't need it. It's because of the way that it's built, and I'll show you how that works. But in the summer, or if you're in Europe, obviously you need a fridge. So our fridge goes into this storage box in here in the summer, and then it's hooked up into this power supply on here. So here you control your lights, you've got USB sockets, you've got like cigarette lighter type sockets, more USB sockets under that one there. So you've got another 4 there, so that's giving you 6 USBs in total, and 2 normal plug sockets, and as well one of these kind of cigarette lighter sockets. Currently in the winter we put down a heated blanket underneath a carpet, so this floor is actually kind of like a wood look floor, really hard wearing. And in the summer, that's all we have down. But in the winter, we put like a heated blanket that plugs into this socket here, 12 volt, and that gives you like underfloor heating. And then we put this big sort of like rattan rug thing over the top, just so that then that keeps it nice and cosy and warm in winter. Last thing you want to do is get out and stand onto lino flooring. We've also got fans as well in the ceiling, so I'm not going to get Reese to film them too closely because I do need to give them a clean. But basically we've got 2 fans on the ceiling, so obviously they both blow in or blow out. What we tend to do is have one on coming in, one on coming out, keeps that air circulation going. The whole, well, more or less the whole of this is wood cladded out as well. So that wood cladding again helps to keep the heat out in the summer, and it helps to keep the heat in the winter. So it keeps it nice and warm. We've got these two cupboards here, which are old vintage 1970s cupboards. They were just one and they were separated into two and built in to go on here. So here you've got obviously like your metal cutting board that they used to have, and then you've got 3 separate drawers, 2 cupboards, and on this side you've got 2 double cupboards. Now this is what I meant by the fridge. So in here, this here inside is lined in like a white tin. So it's basically like a sort of metal tin, and then it's painted white, which I'm going to freshen up obviously before we're kind of selling anything, because there's bits that need tidying up, which we're going to do. And you're living in the van, that's just what happens. But this keeps everything ice cold, and we've kept a corner there out of the bottom of it. We've taken out to fit over the wheel arch. Rather than kind of building over that wheel arch space and blocking it in, we've kept it open for a reason, because these cupboards were designed to keep things cold. These were like your larder cupboard. So they were designed as a fridge. When you didn't have fridges, this is where you'd put all your stuff to keep them cold. And so by having it open over the wheel arch, it allows some air circulation to be coming in. Obviously, you've still got, you know, the bit, it's not going to the outside, if you know what I mean. The van is still there, but the cold that comes up through the metal in the van can then penetrate into this cupboard. So in the winter, even in the summer in the UK, honestly, we don't have our fridge on. There's just no point. There's absolutely no point in using it and wasting your electricity. You don't need it. You might as well just put them in here. It will keep everything perfectly cold in here. And the top is the same. So in the bottom, if we've got anything kind of like Daisy's Food, which is like a meat product, anything that's like a dairy kind of product or whatever. I don't eat a lot of dairy, but you know, there's some bits like Reese likes cheese, things like that. That will go in the bottom. Anything that's just your general kind of day-to-day stuff, you usually put in the top. You put that butter in top, Reese. That needs to be in bottom, look. There we go. So anything that's sort of your day-to-day things, they go in the top. But again, they're still ice cold, absolutely ice cold in there. You can feel it when you open it. But again, it doesn't penetrate into the van because you've got the doors are shut, and that keeps it nice. Then in here, we've got 2 big cupboards in here. So these go the whole way underneath this massive sink that I decided I wanted. And we've got 2 massive shelves under there. So they keep all our clothes in there. I won't open them because Reese never folds his clothes and they'll look a right mess. But there's 2 basically massive shelves in there.
Oh, rude.
And then in here, they all know anyway. In here is just the sink. So you've got the washing up bowl, drainer, stuff like that in there. Little bits on here that we've just added on to put your coffee on. You know, maybe your washing up stuff, whatever you might want to put in them. We just have lots of different types of coffee and stuff, so we've filled them with that. And then this has been built in here so that you just basically lift that up and you've got a dustbin. So on that side there's a dustbin. On the other side there's a washing for your washing in there basically. So they go all the way to the floor. That's the one thing to me in a van that's really annoying, is when you do not have a big space for your bin or your washing, because those are the things that you accumulate the most. So these go all the way down to the base and give you loads and loads and loads and loads of storage in there. And then, as you know, if you've watched before, all you basically do is unbolt these 2. This drops down onto these surfaces here, making a massive king size bed. You've got the full width of the van. We lay long ways, and you've got the full width of the van then as a king size bed. It's really easy to get up and down because it comes just short of this cupboard. So you've got a step on this side, a step down to the bench, and then it's easy. You know, it's not difficult to get in and out. And in order to kind of make you sleep better and give you a bit of a separation, this is a movable curtain, so we just move this further across so it's right at the foot of the bed, and then shut it, and that just gives you some nice kind of cosy little peaceful area where you can go to sleep and you don't feel like you're in the same space as your living room. And if one of you wants to go to bed, one of you wants to sit up, we've still got all the seating area open, because you're not converting your seating area into a bed or anything like that. So you can still sit up on a night, you can still make a coffee because our cooker goes onto the little chest of drawers, so you can still have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever, sit and read a book while somebody else is in bed and relaxing. So it gives you that kind of space. And then in the back underneath, we've got from behind this wall to the back of the van is around about 3 foot, because we use 2 single mattresses, 2 3-foot mattresses that you just pull down, put next to each other. So there's about 3 foot behind there. So underneath the bed, that's your garage area, and there's about 3 foot of garage space as well, which is plenty enough space for us to get our water tank, because we have running water for the sink in here, so it's enough for us to get our water tank in. It's enough for us to get the Daisy's pram in, about 3 or 4 massive toy boxes in there. There's loads of space under there as well. Oh, I forgot to show you one thing. This is a bit I forgot to show you. Twofold here. So this is a table that just lifts out. It hooks on down here to a metal pole, comes all the way across with the legs on. So basically you get an entire bench table. It's absolutely massive. It's the full width of the bench seat there, which means that 2 of you can work on laptops if you need to, or sit down and have a meal, or whatever you need to do. And then it just tucks away and folds back there. And just in case you ever need it, this is also an escape hatch into the front. So it's not something you would ever use regularly, or we don't use it regularly because you've got 3 seats in the front. But it's certainly something that in a case of an emergency, if there's something really kicking off outside your van and you need to get away, you could just literally pull that curtain up through to the front and get straight into the front and drive off. So you are in a position where you've got a bit of safety there as well. Is that it?
I think so.
Have I remembered everything? He said to me, "Don't go on, Emma, don't go on, just do it quick."
Don't want to go on. You see these channels, don't you? And they're like 3 hours later, they're still explaining how sync works. It's like...
No, but I will say though that I've had people say to me that they wished we'd shown them much more about doing our van out, and that we didn't show them enough.
Let us know.
You don't like that
I don't
stuff.
like it. See, but it's what you like to watch, isn't it? So this is a serious question now, because I hate watching van conversions. I don't think there's anything more boring than watching somebody with a drill and trying to put some shelves up. But with the new van, we'll do it on a vote, I guess, right? We'll do it on a vote. At the end of the day, there's no point as filming it if you don't want to watch it. And likewise, if you do want to watch it and we don't film it, well, you know, we don't watch ourselves, do we? You know, it's you that's getting the enjoyment from this. We're going to do it, choose what. So if you do want to see that, then let us know in the comments that you want to see the new build. And if you don't want to see it, we don't have to film it. We can speed it up. But yeah, let us know in the comments, because I wouldn't like to watch that, but it's up to you.
Yeah, but a lot of people do like to watch
It's up
it.
to them.
A lot of people do like to watch it. Oh, we forgot to tell them the solar as well.
You're forgetting everything.
I know, because
Right,
you
go
made
on
me
then.
rush.
Tell them about that. It's going to be about 25 minutes talking about...
Gosh, you made me rush.
van
That's
build.
why you made me rush,
Come on,
and I
you're
can't.
taking
You
bloody-
stress me out.
There's-
I will comment as well, just in case you're wondering what is on our window. If you've been looking, it's sticky stuff that I put on my window. I am going to clean it off. I don't know what I did with it. When I put some, I taped together those insulation things that you put on against the window, but then the tape came off and it got stuck to the window, so I'll clean that off. Don't worry about that, it won't be there. I'll clean it off. But we do have solar on the roof. We've got, do you know, I cannot remember how much it is. It's a lot.
We've never been out of
It's a
power,
lot.
basically,
I can't
off grid.
remember, but it's
We've
a
never
lot.
struggled
It's
for power.
definitely a minimum of 500 watts of solar power. But I think I was trying to look back to where I bought them from, and I can't remember. But I think that I got them at just over 300 watt solar panels each, and there's 2 of them. So I'm pretty sure that there's around about, I'm sure they were near enough to 400 each, like 3 something each. But yeah, so there's a lot of solar panel. We never run out of it.
Obviously when you're driving, that charges your battery up as well.
Yeah,
doesn't
you've
it?
got your battery being charged. You've got a 200 lithium amp hour battery, so obviously you've got that as well. And ours is quite unique, I will say, in the fact that a lot of people use up most of their boot space putting in their power supplies. You see it, don't you, all the time. They have this big board and they put everything on it and it all goes in the boot. And then obviously these things have to be able to breathe. You can't stick in these power supplies and put them kind of where there's stuff around them and squashed up against them. They have to be able to breathe. So that's why we did it on the back of this wall. So once this wall was put in, it was insulated at the top, and then further down is where we've got everything fastened. So basically behind the driver's seat, behind the passenger seat, under the passenger seat is where all of our stuff is, and there's plenty enough space for it to be able to breathe then, because you've got your seat obviously, you know, won't go that far back, you know, so you've got plenty enough space for everything to breathe, and for it to have not be taking up any space inside your van. There's no usable space there. We wouldn't use it for anything else other than maybe underneath the passenger seat. You might use that for stuff, but other than that, there's no usable space that we're taking up. It's just excess space that you wouldn't normally use. So I think that's quite good, because I think that's given us a lot more usable space in back at van as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, we think that's about it. Obviously, you could have filmed like a half-hour vlog just on this, couldn't you? But we didn't kind of want to do that, just in case, like I say, like you're bored. I don't know what you like to watch. But if you have got any questions, I know we said it last week, but like I say, we should have kind of the full itinerary is the wrong word. Not itinerary, the full list. Let's just go with list. The full list of what Romany does, like how many miles she's done, you know, all that kind of stuff. Right? I don't know why you're laughing at me. She sat there giggling in the background at me. Why are you laughing at me for?
Because when you try and talk technical,
I'm
it's so funny.
I'm trying to be serious, Emma. It's very serious, is this? She's a baby still. So we got her when she'd done 11,000 miles when we got her, and I think she's around 58,000 miles now, and she'll go forever. She's never missed a beat. I'm not a mechanic, but
Well,
she's good. She's maintained. She's well looked after.
She's maintained by the main dealership as well. So we have had every single service, every single MOT has all been done by Ford. So there's, you know, she's on one of those kind of package plans where everything's been done by Ford. She's got a top-notch security system as well. Nobody is taking this van anywhere. She's got a top-notch security system, so you're not going to get it nicked off you, I can guarantee you that. You know, she's got a really, really good security system in. She's got, you know, like I say, she's been maintained by Ford, so you can't really go wrong with that, really.
So yeah, she will be on like Auto Trader, eBay, all that kind of shizazzle.
Quirky campers.
But as I say, like, don't want to bore you too much like a sales advert, but if you are interested in us, just send us an email. We'll send you the list of what she does, what she doesn't do. You can come and have a look at her, I think that's it. I think that's all we've got time for, is it?
I think so.
It's like Coronation Street, innit? It only lasts half an hour, Coronation Street. It's like that, innit? Who used to say that? Who used to say that's all we've got time for?
Oh,
television programme.
Yeah, that's all we've got time for. Oh, who used to say that? I don't know who it was.
Oh, sorry, that's all we've got time for.
You're going to do me head in with that now.
I can see him apologising. Sorry guys, that's all we've got time for this week. And it were a TV programme. I'm sure a lot of TV programmes do that, but this were one particular TV programme in particular. All right, it'll come back to me. Can't think who it was.
No.
Anyway, so this is going to be our park up for tonight. Really nice spot, again, free, just nice and quiet. A few dog walkers about, that kind of thing. I'm going to take Daisy for a walk now and get some tea on. And yeah, we will catch you next Tuesday, won't we? Are you going to be there? She's got giggles, hasn't she, today? Are you going to be there, or they're wasting the time here?
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there next Tuesday at 8 PM. Don't forget to write your own story. I've got giggles.